Well, okay. It is now Halloween here in our home, and I have updates, but it's disappointing. Okay, well, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for coming along for this wild and crazy journey of adoption and foster care. If you are brand new to our channel, to give you guys an explanation, so the channel that I have is called Anne-Marie Health and Wellness. There's actually a reason for that. That is the business that I'm going to be starting. Well, I'm working on and I'm hoping to officially launch in 2020. So I really want my business to have the YouTube channel. And also because I've changed my social platforms, my Instagram and our Facebook page for that, because my business is going to be really a lot of like selling services for parents, for families, for children. So that's kind of why I wanted to have different social platforms for our business. But the introductory video that you see in this video, it says a foster care thing. Okay, so that was originally the name of my channel, and I decided to keep it because every time I post a parenting video, I want that to be the label for this segment of that video. So there's going to be parenting videos, so I want It's a Foster Care Thing to let you guys know, oh, it's that segment. And then I'm going to be making a new trailer for my lifestyle segment for my channel, so that whenever you see that video and you see those intro videos, or like you see my vlog and that intro video associated with that vlog, it will probably say something cute about lifestyle and creativity and entertainment. Then you'll know, oh, that's that segment. So no, it's not like I'm trying to decide. It's a foster care thing. I love it. I love that. I just did not want that to be my business name, because Anne-Marie Health and Wellness is really what my business name is going to be. Anne-Marie comes from two family members who are deceased on my side of the family. And they were amazing women. And one lost her battle post-delivery to her child, and then the other one passed away from complications of ongoing health issues that she had. And so because that's just kind of my way of honoring those two women in my life, both who I love, both who I cherish very, very much. And it's also to honor the family members who were closest to them, so that in some way their names live on. And so that's kind of, that's just a little blip of an explanation as to my company name, which will be my channel's name, Facebook and Instagram name. But It's a Foster Care Thing is still going to be the segment for my parenting videos. So I'm still going to keep that because I love it and I think it's cute. So you guys are probably wondering, what in the heck happened last week? You made this crazy yet awesome video, I'm assuming, about being chosen for adoption. So I gave you guys the build-up of this case that we were really hoping to be submitted on. Well, we were like emailing back and forth with our caseworker Thursday, like well into Thursday evening. And then Friday, I sent an email and 2 texts, and we did not hear anything back at all on Friday. And Sean and I were both like, oh my God. So we had to go all weekend wondering and questioning, like, what? By the way, guys, if you are an adoption home, if you are a foster to adopt home, so that's a dual license where you can foster in the hopes of adoption. Oftentimes you can do emergency placements, legal risk placements, etc. It is very, very normal for caseworkers to not respond. It is also very normal to let everybody know, which I did. I let my entire village know, including you guys, the possibility, the likelihood, and then nothing happens. So if that does not interest you in this channel, because maybe it's not a roller coaster enough ride, I'm sorry. sorry, you might have to leave, because sometimes that just happens. So where are we at now? Okay, well this weekend we did submit our home study for another case, an adoptable case, actually two, and we were denied one. And that's another thing for a lot of you adoptive or pre-adoptive parents or pre-foster parents. So if you're kind of in that in the process of licensing or just newly licensed, you will be denied. Probably more, you'll probably get a lot more no's than yeses. I feel like a salesperson. How many no's can I get? You'll probably be denied quite a bit, and you'll usually never find out. We did get to find out that the out of the two cases that we submitted our home study on this weekend, the one that we were denied, it was only because I'm sorry, not a foster home, an adoptive home was already chosen for her, and she was going to be going through the transition process of moving into her adoptive home. Hello, that's a really great thing. That made me happy. I was sad because I was like, well, I would have really liked to have gotten to know this little girl. But I was extremely happy knowing that she gets to move in with her new mommy and new daddy. So, you know, that's a bittersweet situation, but at least it wasn't because our home study wasn't good enough. It wasn't anything that we did wrong. It was because we just didn't submit it, you know, soon enough. It was just a timing issue. And that kind of happens. But we still have several cases that we are pending for. What does that mean? It means that our home study has been submitted to these girls. There are singletons. There's a couple of pairs of sisters. We are still pending, which means that our home study is in the pool of consideration. We don't know when we're going to find out. We have no idea of any timeline, and it is extremely frustrating. We have family and friends who are constantly praying for us, praying over us. And I know, like, especially my parents, like, that has to be driving them crazy as soon-to-be grandparents, because they probably want to know, like, what's going on? What's going on? Fortunately, they have learned in the last several years of us fostering, sometimes it's moot to ask that question, because all my husband and I, Sean and I, keep saying is, we don't know. We just don't know. So, feel sorry for my family. They have to endure the frustrations very similarly to us, but from a different point of view. I mean, it's hard for families when they are getting excited and they're supportive of you. So for you guys who are licensing, who are trying to bring your family and friends along for this ride, be patient. I have to remind myself to be patient, because they're not going through every moment that you're going through. They're just trying to be there for you, and they're trying to be supportive. And it's perfectly fine for them to ask questions. They're curious. They want to know. They want to know how they can do this and be there for you. You know, it's just a different ride. It is a non-traditional ride, and that's just how this is. So anyway, I did reach out to our caseworker this morning. I asked her to check up on the one case that we did submit over the weekend that we know we weren't denied on. And there's Atlas. And then Choji's over here. Choji. They're all snuggly babies. A cold front is coming in, or I think it's like a cool front here in Houston. We'll see. So I reached out to our caseworker this morning. I really, really hope we hear something. She is coming this Thursday for her monthly inspection, which that is common when you license directly through CPS every month. Unplanned or planned, they will come. I'm just hoping she doesn't wait until Thursday to let us know what's going on, because, I don't know, that's just a whole lot of waiting. But I'm really hoping that we'll hear back from her before Thursday, and then we see her Thursday, and then Saturday we go to another adoption event, and that's more South Houston, and that basically will be us checking in, looking at all of the profiles of children that are there, or maybe not there, and if we see a child or a sibling pair, because we're only licensed for 2 kids right now. In the past, we've been licensed up to 3, but this time around, we've only licensed up to 2 children. And if we see profiles that we feel like we could be a good fit for, or the child could be a good fit for us, and really, I mean, really, it's both. I mean, we want to make sure, like, are we going to be the best parents for this child? And when we say, is the child going to be a good fit for us? Like, obviously, like, is the child, will the child be able to be okay with animals in the home? Will the child be okay with, being active, or having a big family, or being able to have multiple cousins? There are some kids in the system that actually has a preference, especially when they're a little bit older and more mature. Some kids actually don't want to be in a home with pets. Some kids don't want to be in a big family. Some kids want to be the only child. Some kids want to have children already in the home. And so, like, when we read the children's preferences, if, say, there's a child that we're really interested in, but the child has mentioned to the caseworker, I really want to be a big sister, and Sean and I don't have any children of our own, that may not be a good fit for that child. We don't want the child to come in and be miserable. That defeats the purpose. So these are things that you have to kind of consider and think about when you go to the adoption event. It isn't that you're trying to find the perfect child. There is no perfect child. There is no perfect event. There's no perfect parents. You're trying to read what the child's heart's desire is, and you're trying to see what the caseworker has written, which the caseworker will describe what an ideal family situation would be for that child, because he or she, the caseworker, has gotten to know that child in kind of a different way. And then, you're able to kind of take a step back and say, okay, so this child obviously loves dogs. They would be open to other siblings, or they would prefer to be an only child. Oh, okay. Or, they like going on trips, or they don't like going on trips. So these are things that Sean and I then have to talk about. Like, okay, well, can we meet this child where they're at? Can we provide this child everything that they need? Are we comfortable with just having one child in our life? If we really feel like this particular child is one that we would love to adopt and call our own forever. And these are just things to think about as you guys are moving down that path, especially if you are a dual licensed home for fostering and adoption. All right, so sorry this was more long-winded than I expected. I just wanted to try to make sure you guys understand this. But more importantly, I really want to make sure that you guys have a clear and more realistic point of view about the foster care system and the adoption process through I really just want to try to provide a lot of realistic points of view about the foster care system and the adoption process. I know this can be very stressful, this can be very taxing, and it can also feel very confusing. But at the same time, it's exciting, and it's exhilarating, and there's just so much to be aware of and to be happy and joyful about. So I hope that whatever I can share about foster care and adoption, that this helps your family. If you have any questions at all, please, please, please comment down below, or go to my Instagram page. You will see the link in my About page here on YouTube, or email me. Email me privately, because my email address is also on YouTube. So definitely reach out. I would love to. If I don't respond right away, I deeply apologize. Sometimes life can be crazy. But I will see you guys next time with hopefully a great and wonderful update. Bye!